What's up, guys? BARRYGAMING here, back with some more Eternal Evolution, and well, you guys might be thinking, what heroes should we actually be summoning for? Because, well, we did a tier list, but that doesn't necessarily help you guys decide which heroes to go for when you're talking about your advanced summons. Not your limited summons, but just your yellow advanced summons, because you want to try to get as many heroes up to Immortal, just base Immortal level as fast as possible, then eventually working them towards Immortal 5. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. We're going to go over the heroes that I highly recommend, especially on like week 1 of starting an account, who to go for, who are the best, and hopefully it helps you guys build the right heroes. Make sure you guys take 1 second, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the game or returning, make sure you go download Eternal Evolution with the link down below. It's our creator code down there, so anything you guys spend, it will help us support the channel. Let's jump right into it. So when it comes to recruiting heroes, you're going to be going to the recruitment center, and the main area you're going to focus on is the advanced section. Limited, if you're on like a brand new account, you're most definitely going to want to save up for week 3 summons because you get double the chips, which are absolutely amazing. Now, the next thing we need to talk about is basic. Basic, we're just going to do a quick overview of these. Never spend diamonds on this. It's just absolutely not worth it. It's not even really worth the exchange of heroes in here. I just do it to get a couple heroes to get up to Immortal. That's pretty much it. You don't want to do it. But the big thing is, when it comes to advanced recruitments, you are able to click this button here and set up a wish list of heroes that you want to try to max out. Usually the goal is to get your heroes up to Immortal like we just did today with Oak, and then we want to take someone else that is getting close to Immortal and chuck them in there right off the bat. But there are a few heroes I want to talk about that you absolutely need to wish for. Serena is number 1. You want her on your early game list. She's going to be absolutely amazing to heal your team up. Very good. I highly suggest you build her. Some people put artists on here. Of course, we already have ours to Immortal 5. You seem to get a lot of copies very easily of him, especially from shops and things like that. I wouldn't necessarily prioritize him, but it wouldn't be the worst idea. Taylor is probably going to be one of the best damage dealers to put on here. The Tiger is amazing. If you know who Emma is, the SSS hero, he's almost as good as her, and he's just a regular epic hero, not an epic SSS hero. He's going to be one of the best damage dealers for your account, especially if you're playing free to play, so I highly suggest you summon for him. Next up, it gets a little bit more vague. Boar is a really good one if you're going for a tank hero. He is probably arguably one of the best tanks you could probably build. Him and Oak, they're kind of like hand in hand, kind of very similar in power level if you need a tank. Granted, just remember, tanks are really good in the early game, but they fall off in the meta very quickly. Vanguard heroes and even energy heroes like Nord, Leo, even Artis is pretty good too, because when you pair him with the correct commander, they can get shields whenever they displace themselves and do a movement ability. That becomes really huge. Oak is very good because he has immunity, he has shield, he has damage reduction. He's a very solid tank, even if you just need to buy like 5 to 10 seconds at the beginning of a battle so that your damage dealers can pop off. Oak is probably one of the best because he has that like 5-second immunity that he can just take unlimited amounts of damage and he does not care. Beyond that, I would probably stay away from a lot of these other heroes. Like I said, you could probably put artists in here if you absolutely wanted to, but I do want to talk about some other heroes. I'd say these 3 up the top, mainly these 2, are definitely ones you want to go for. If you don't want to go the route of tanks, I would highly suggest a couple of different summoners. Summoners are going to be one of the most important things in the game, and actually we're going to just yeah, I guess we'll come back to that. I want to talk about one thing mainly. A very important game mode that you will unlock is called the Crimson Abyss. This really helps out with summoners because, of course, this boss is going to push enemies back, and the more enemies they are, further or the less distance you actually travel backwards. You can see here we got through level 5 so far, and that's just with our Nord and stuff, but we don't really have any great summoners. Summoners are very good in a ton of different game modes, and actually if we come on over to heroes, I'll show you guys the summoners right here. So first one is going to be Muka. Muka is pretty good. He summons 2 little baby wolves to like kind of feral wolves to help him out. He is a melee hero though, so it will be more difficult to keep this hero alive, so just be warned. I really like Kalaz. Kalalaz. I always mess his name up. He's a confusing one, but he is a ranged hero. He's much easier to use, and he can have 2 summons instead of just 1 like the other heroes. Very good range damage dealer overall. It's a lot easier for him to survive. If you do go for them, I'd always go for something with like damage reduction just to keep him going. And then the other one is going to be Senway. Senway is probably the best out of these 3 to go for an early game account. He just has really, really good. He can summon a shadow of himself, essentially, like just 1 extra copy of himself. And then he gets to, you know, deal some range damage, which again is very, very good. Anything range is a lot easier to keep alive, especially if you're already building tanks. So those 3 heroes are definitely ones you could definitely put onto your wish list. But definitely Serena and Taylor. They are number 1 and number 2 most important heroes to put on the list. Now, Bot Mark 2 is another really good one, especially if you're going for a lot of hunters and you're spending all your guild tech to upgrade your hunter's power. Bot Mark is a single target damage dealer. His active fires like 5 different cannons at the same time. So a very, very good hero. Yeah, I would definitely choose to go for him if I need a single target damage dealer. And then there's 1 or 2 other heroes I will mention here. Right here, Omar. Omar is a good AoE damage dealer. He actually really carried my account very hard in the early game, going through campaign and a lot of different game modes. So Omar is an okay pick in my opinion. And then, of course, the only other one that I'd probably really even consider putting on this list is, what's his name? Is his name Sorita? I always forget some of these names now, since we're a little bit new on this still. Winifred, let's go to, where are you? Oh, wait, are you not actually that faction? It might be easier just for me to look through here, because I know we already got him leveled up a lot. Sorita, yeah, I was right. Very good single target and AoE damage. His active ability is pretty cool. He fires them all at a ranged target, and then the little poison balls will like spin around, deal damage to everybody. Really good hero to go for too. But if I had to pick, if I started from scratch day 1 and I had to repick my list here from scratch, most likely this is what I'd actually go and build. Probably Bot Mark 2 and Oak or Boar. I don't know. The last slot is a little confusing. I don't know exactly which one I'd want to go for, but if you do something like this on an early game account, you're going to end up in a pretty good spot. So again, the last thing I just want to reiterate, remind you guys one more time, once you hit Immortal, you'll see they get the gold little aura around them. Once you hit that right there, you are absolutely going to want to stop investing in upgrading these heroes, because the most power upgrade is up to Immortal. Going from Immortal 0 to Immortal 5 is still an upgrade, but it is much smaller than getting a hero all the way up to Immortal. So prioritize that. Once you get a hero to Immortal, I would highly suggest you take the wish list, reassign heroes, pick the ones that you have not completely maxed out just yet, and I think you'll be in a much better spot. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hopefully it helps you guys out. Again, remember, if you are new to the game, make sure you guys use that link down at the bottom. That is our creator code, essentially just saying, hey, I saw Barry Gaming, I downloaded the game, and now we're playing. So hopefully it helps you guys out. I'll see you guys next time.